Greetings!
Captain America Brave New World was released on February 14th. It's written by Rob Edwards, Malcolm Spellman, Dalen Moosen, Julius Ona, and Peter Glanz. It's also directed by Julius Ona. And it stars Anthony Mackie, Harrison Ford, Giancarlo Esposito, Tim Blake Nelson, and Danny Ramirez. And it has a runtime of an hour 58 minutes. However, there is an end credit scene, as we all know that MCU movies have those post-mid-credit scenes. So this one, there is no mid-credit scene, and there is an end-credit scene, or after-credit scene, whichever you prefer to say. Doesn't really add all that much. Probably just teases, I would assume, the next Avengers movie. So if that's really what you're into, just, I guess, stay for that. So Captain America Brave New World had 8 theatrical posters that were released. Starting off, we're going to go over the teaser posters. There were 2 of them that were released. One is Red Hulk crushing Captain America's shield, and the second one is Red Hulk punching Captain America's shield with Captain America holding him back. It was one of the more controversial ones because, people didn't really expect Captain America to be holding Red Hulk back like that. However, once you do watch the movie, it turns out that he has vibranium gloves, and if you know what vibranium does, it absorbs kinetic energy, so it does make sense at the end of the day, so I give it a pass. Moving on, we have the official poster. I think this one's just pretty basic. It's just a bunch of floating heads and the Captain America shield. I think it's pretty meh. It's boring. Moving on, we have the IMAX poster, which showcases the scale difference between Red Hulk and Captain America. And this one, I think, looks a little goofy, but I guess just to show Red Hulk. I guess showing the difference in scale just showcases the difference in scale between the IMAX screens, knowing they are the bigger screens. Moving on, we have the Dolby, which I think is the best one, the best movie poster out of all of them. And this is just Captain America flying up and the Celestial just showcased in the background. I think this is definitely the best poster out of all of them released. Moving on, we have the RealD 3D poster, which is just Captain America in the sky. Nothing too fancy here. It's just him flying and looking down. Pretty basic. Moving on, we have the 4DX poster, which I think would have been a lot better if it didn't have the just blank shield, as that's not anywhere in this movie at all. It's always colored. It's literally Steve Rogers' shield, so I don't know why they went with a blank background, unless it's just to showcase the Red Hulk, but I mean, they could have done without it. And last but not least, we have the ScreenX poster, which I think is just pretty bad overall, especially when you consider that nothing really happened in this cityscape regarding Red Hulk or Captain America. So I think that was just a waste of a ScreenX poster. They could have done so much more, but yeah, pretty much. I think that the Dolby one is the best one, followed by the teaser poster. But yeah, that pretty much covers the posters for Captain America: Brave New World. Moving on to the actual merch of the movie, Captain America: Brave New World had a ton of stuff that, all in all, was an actual nightmare to get my hands on everything. So I'm just going to get right into it and not waste any time. Starting off, we have the collapsible shield popcorn bucket. This is going to cost you roughly $50, and it pretty much does what it says. It folds up and opens up so you can have it on display as standing, or probably lean it against something if you just want the shield showing. Moving on, Captain America also had a collectible armor cup with a rubber casing, making it one of AMC's signature gripper cups, and you can find yourself spending $20 for this. Finally, Captain America had a light-up helmet, which you could find yourself spending $40 for. So in total, if you would like to get everything from AMC, you could find yourself spending $140 for everything. Moving on to Cinemark, they have a Captain America-inspired shield popcorn tub with cup. This is going to be just a regular popcorn bucket with a shield top on top, as well as a little mini cup in the back with foldable wings. So you can have the wings folded downwards, or you can have them folded outwards. Really neat collectible. That's going to cost you roughly $30. Moving on, they also had a Captain America designed grippy cup, and this one costs $16.50, so it's not that bad considering the AMC one was $20. So this one's definitely the one to go for, and It also has a shield top to it, a shield lid to it, so that's always good to have. Moving on, they also have a Red Hulk popcorn bucket. It's just Red Hulk pushing the popcorn bucket, or at least that's what it looks like he's doing. So this one, you could find yourself spending 30 bucks for it, and it's really heavy as well. I do want to say that this is a pretty heavy bucket. Probably, I want to say it's at least like 2 or 3 pounds. They also have a Red Hulk totem cup. This is going to cost $16.50. This one's actually pretty nice. However, the one thing I do want to say is I don't know where this totem design or theme is coming from. I didn't get that anywhere in the movie. Maybe if it was like, I guess from the Celestial, but I really don't know where this theme is coming from. Yeah, with the Red Hulk popcorn bucket and the Red Hulk totem cup, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, $16.50 for this. Moving on, Cinemark also has a more affordable Captain America helmet popcorn bucket. So if you don't feel like spending 40 bucks for the AMC or Cinemark online exclusive popcorn bucket that lights up, this one's definitely the one to go for. Like I said, it's only 25 bucks and it definitely holds more popcorn. So yeah, this one, I would definitely go for this one if you're not too into the light up one. Moving on, Cinemark also has 2 exclusive souvenir cups. These are going to be nice little plastic tall cups featuring one of each of the main characters, protagonist and antagonist, Red Hulk and Captain America. These are going to be neat little $7.50 worth of, merchandise. So you could easily spend on just one, or if you want to get both, it's only going to cost you 15 bucks. So that's not bad at all. To go along with those 2 souvenir cups, there's also 2 popcorn tins, one featuring Red Hulk and one featuring Captain America. These are going to be neat little $15 tins, go along nicely with those 2 souvenir cups. So if you just want something cheap, something simple, not too over the top, not too pricey, these are definitely the things to go for, especially if you just want something basic for your kids. So yep, that's pretty much it for Cinemark. And so in total, if you're looking to get one of everything from Cinemark, you can find yourself spending $203, or if you just want one of the souvenir cups and one of the popcorn tins, you can only find yourself spending 180 bucks. So it's just up to you how much you want to spend. Moving on to Regal, they have a winged shield bucket, which is 25 bucks. This one has posable wings in the back, and it has a really wacky plastic kind of container. But the shield and the wings are pretty good. I just feel like they could have done something a little better for the actual popcorn bucket, the part that holds the popcorn. But the wings and the shield are definitely the nicer parts to it. The more popular thing from Regal is probably going to be the Red Hulk popcorn bucket, which is going to run you $40. And it's pretty much just a bust of Red Hulk, portrayed by Harrison Ford. And this is similar to Regal's previously released Venom bust that was released for Venom: The Last Dance. And so, yeah, this one definitely looks good. It has you can definitely tell it's Harrison Ford, Red Hulk. Finally, Regal has a cup and topper of your choosing, along with a shield bucket, and this is all part of a combo, so you get the popcorn bucket, and you get a cup and topper of your choosing. You get either Red Hulk or Captain America. And this is going to cost you 40 bucks, so unfortunately it only comes as a combo. At least the 2 Regals that are near me only had it available as a combo. We could not buy the cup and toppers individually. So if you want to get both, unfortunately you're going to have to spend 80 bucks for this. So if you're only comfortable with just one cup and topper, you're going to spend 105 bucks. However, if you want both, you can find yourself spending 145 bucks. So in total, from everything AMC, Cinemark, and Regal, if you want to just get one of everything, if you're not feeling like getting both of the options of the souvenir cups, the popcorn tins, or cup and toppers from Regal, if you just want one of everything, you're looking at 355 bucks at least. or if you want to get literally everything that they have available from AMC Cinemark and Regal online and everything, you could find yourself spending at least $420. So going into this movie, I really didn't know what I was getting myself into. I kind of expected the worst just because of what everybody knows about the stuff that was going on behind the scenes. We all know about the reshoots. We all know about the drama and everything that was just happening behind the scenes. And so this movie was just set up to fail pretty much. And I don't think it's bad. I do think it has its issues. However, I really don't think it's an awful movie. I think if you want to just say the worst possible thing you can say about it, I would say it's just painfully average, especially when you take into account all the really high highs that the MCU has had in the past, specifically like Endgame, Infinity War, and Winter Soldier being like some of the highest points that the MCU has had. But it's just average. It's definitely a step in the right direction considering all the stuff that we have been getting post Endgame, and like I said, it's definitely a step in the right direction, but it could have used a little more work. The rewrites and reshoots definitely are felt here. There are some things that are taken out of the movie that you just kind of know that are just, there are things that are missing from the movie, and it just leads to a movie just being pretty much average overall with pretty odd pacing, if that makes sense. The pacing is really one of the bigger issues with the movie. It definitely would have benefited from having a 2 or maybe even 3-hour runtime. I felt as though some of the scenes, specifically the bigger action sequences, like well, it's in the trailer, so I'm not spoiling anything. So the scene with the battleships and Captain America flying and getting rid of aerial threats, so all of that could have been a whole act within itself. That could have been the second act or something, but it was just all within like 20-30 minutes. That whole, maybe not even that. Maybe that whole thing was like 15 minutes, it felt like. Moving on, I wanted to talk about Captain America for a bit. I feel as though Anthony Mackie is doing a great job so far. He didn't really have the greatest kind of script to work with. However, I do feel as though he's got a really good charisma. He's got a nice charm to him. And I think that while he wasn't he wouldn't have been my choice to be Captain America, I do think that he is already picking up the role and doing great things with it. I'm definitely excited to see where he goes moving on. I think that he did a pretty good job with what he had to work with in this movie. While not on the level of Steve Rogers just yet, I do think that he can get there. He has really good fight sequences. I do like the way he kind of handles things. And I just think overall, I think he's pretty good. It's a really good start to him, while not the best in regards to the script and the villain. I do think that the way he handles things, the way he just kind of acts overall, is very Captain America to me. And I'm looking forward to what he does next as the character. I think that he brings a nice energy to Captain America. He definitely is different than the Steve Rogers that we're used to, and it's good. I think he did a great job with what he had to work with. I like the way he fights. I like the way he interacts with other people, and I do think that he was right for the role. There are a lot of scenes in here where I thought to myself, if Bucky was in these shoes, if this was Bucky in this movie as Captain America, if they went with that direction, I probably would have said he would have died, or just things would have been handled in a very different way. And there are a lot of things that I just couldn't have seen Bucky walking away from. And I do think that with the way they went with this movie, that Sam Wilson was the right move. I like his Captain America. He's got a lot to work with. I like the way he fights. I like the way he's got the vibranium outfit. He's got the vibranium shield. The way he fights with the wings, using all the kinetic energy to its full usage, its maximum potential and everything, and it's great. I think overall the fights are good. I think all the action's great. I think that's definitely the highlight of the movie. So that's pretty much it for Captain America and all the action. So yes, Red Hulk is only in the movie for like roughly 10 minutes. However, when you're watching something you actually want to watch, it really doesn't feel like it's 10 minutes. It felt like it went by so fast. And that is obviously unfortunate because that was the main selling point of the movie. We all wanted to see Red Hulk in the movie for a while, but pretty much everything you see in the trailer is everything you're going to see from Red Hulk in here. And I know I want to keep these spoiler free. However, I do feel like that is important, as that is the main selling point of the movie from what I have been able to see, because they are advertising Red Hulk like crazy in this movie. And while he isn't the main villain of the movie, he is a villain of the movie. And it's just unfortunate how they treated him. He should have been a Hulk villain, and that's another thing about this movie. It does feel like more of an Incredible Hulk sequel. I just really want to know what were they thinking when they went with this insane matchup. Like this is actually just mind blowing how they go with Captain America versus Red Hulk. And while yes, he did use all of his abilities and weapons and his suit to its full potential, he had to for this fight. It could have been so much better if they had Bruce Banner going against Red Hulk. I just want to know what they were thinking with this one, because it's just I can't come up with anything. I really can't. But it was wild just seeing this crazy matchup with Incredible Hulk antagonists. Everything from this movie is just a part two to the Incredible Hulk, which really did kind of ruin the feel of the movie. But I felt as though the Captain America brought a lot of fun to it, which made it enjoyable for the most part. Like I said, this movie isn't horrible. It's just average, just because of the fact that it feels like it's two separate characters, and the characters from those two properties are merging, and it doesn't feel natural. It should have been the Incredible Hulk, obviously. I mean, I'm sure everyone is saying that, but I'm sure this is probably sounding like me beating a dead horse compared to probably what everyone else is saying. I haven't really seen any other reviews for the movie, so I'm just kind of assuming that's what everyone's saying, but it does feel like an Incredible Hulk Part 2 movie. And that's like one of the main things that drags it down. But there is a lot of fun to be had here. I do feel, like I said, the first act is really solid. I think that the first act was like an 8 or 9 out of 10. But once it gets to that middle part of the movie and things just start getting a little crazy in regards to the pacing, you definitely do feel and kind of notice all of the stuff that was removed from or changed up from the reshoots and stuff, because some stuff just comes out of nowhere and things just happen really fast, and it doesn't really take its time to breathe, which is what drags it down heavy from being a great movie to just being an average movie. And I do recommend that people should just watch this and form their own opinion from it. I definitely think that this is one of those movies where you just have to give it a chance, because there's a chance you may really love this movie, and you probably shouldn't just stay listening to all of the other reviews or what other people are saying, because the theater that I went to, they were having a great time. They absolutely enjoyed this movie from start to finish. No one got out. No one walked out of the theater. I have seen that quite a bit lately, where people just walk out of the theater, and no one. Everyone clapped at the end. You know, everyone stayed to wait for the end credit scene. Although the end credit scene wasn't all that great. It was probably the worst one I've seen ever from Marvel. Everyone was having a great time. People were talking about it. People stayed. A lot of people stayed in the theater and stayed talking about it after the credits finished rolling. Probably like 5-10 minutes. People started leaving. So yeah, people really stayed all the way to the end, and you know, my theater enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fine. I don't think it was horrible. I just think it's just an average movie. And I think that if you have any intention at all of watching it, definitely give it a shot. Even if like you kind of want it to be bad, or not, sorry, if you are expecting it to be bad, definitely check it out and just go out and form your own opinion for it, because you could probably find some enjoyment out of this like I did. I would say this is a solid like 6 or 7. I would go with the 7. It's definitely slightly above average just because it's Marvel and it's got that higher budget. But I, if we're going on the MCU scale, I would say this is just a 5. I'd say it's just average. I mean, there's two different ways you can look at it, from a movie perspective and from a Marvel movie perspective. So I guess I could give this 2 separate ratings for that. I would go with either a 5 on the Marvel scale and the MCU scale, considering the really high highs they've had and the really low lows they've had. If you want to put like Endgame, Infinity War, Winter Soldier as the peak, and like I guess Thor: The Dark World as the low, I would say this is just average. This is just like right in the the in between. Definitely a step in the right direction for the MCU, considering everything we've gotten post Endgame, but it could use some work, considering the fact that their next Avengers movie is right around the corner. That movie's gonna do well regardless, but just I'm not really hyped for it because I don't know what is going on with Marvel. There's like no Avengers team. It's all over the place right now. I really do hope that they get everything together, but regardless, I know that the next Avengers film will succeed. So I guess I'll just conclude it here with saying that it's a fine movie. Definitely check it out if you have any intent on watching it. Form your own opinion. If you like The Incredible Hulk, you may find yourself enjoying this one, especially since most of the characters are from The Incredible Hulk. And yeah, that's going to be it for me. Good night, everyone. Be safe and take care of yourself until the next one. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Bye-bye.
Time to abandon ship.